So what in the vows are we saying when we say through sickness and health? Through sickness and health, what?
I get it. I get that.
Through sickness and health we'll stick by each other's side? But
no, I think it's through sickness and health we'll love each other and we will take care of one another. Does that mean you can't love someone else and be with somebody else?
I hope Derek don't be watching it and be like, yes. No, I'm setting it up.
No. I'm not trying to set it up. I'm just saying.
Peace, everybody. This is Akila Nihanda again, and
Oni Muhammad.
And we are
the AO Show. Hip-hop. Hey. Oh.
Whoa. Well, we're going to go straight into this topic. B. Smith.
B. Smith.
I actually had no idea who B. Smith is. I'm sorry. I just didn't. But I saw this story about her husband taking on a new girlfriend and all of that while she has Alzheimer's. And so I could see, of course, in those type of articles, they kind of document all the things that she's done, all the accomplishments that she's had, and she was a phenomenal woman.
She was an empire. I mean, B. Smith was a model. She was dark and lovely. She was just beautiful. And I knew B. Smith from back in the day. My first time ever going to New York, I was fortunate enough to go to her restaurant.
Wow.
B. Smith. And I really enjoyed the food. I think I got like macaroni and cheese, something like that. But I remember it was great. Wow. The atmosphere of the restaurant was great. The food, the service, everything was 100%. And that's how I got introduced to B. Smith. I didn't know much about her other than like her cookbooks or whatever. I didn't even know about her cooking shows and things like that. But yeah, she was all that.
Wow.
She still is all that. Her legacy still lives.
It still lives. The reason why this is such a big controversy is because it makes us pay attention to the vows that we make as married couples. And y'all know from the other video, I'm now married.
That was a horn.
So I think that what needs to happen is that all women who come across this article, who comes across this news story, should really just put themselves in her shoes. You know, how would you want your husband to go about this process if you were to ever go into a sick mode?
Well, it's like this. She had early onset Alzheimer's, so it's not like she was old when she got it. So her and her spouse were relatively young, and they had a whole lot of life, yet to live. So it's like, okay, should he sacrifice the rest of his youth taking care of her and forgo,
So was she like young or?
I mean, early onset means like 60s, early 60s, late 50s.
Oh, okay. You made it seem like they were in their 40s.
No. Because most people get Alzheimer's later in life, like their 70s, 80s. They don't get it in their 60s, 50s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why they call it early onset. They had an earlier interview with him talking about how devastated he was that she got it. And, she could still wear a bikini, but she couldn't remember where she put her keys. He was saying all these things. And you could tell how devastated he was. Like, not only for her, but mostly for himself, because he realized that his life was about to change. He was going to go from husband to caretaker.
Right, and that's what happens sometimes. So imagine, there's so many stories where the husband and the wife are together, and let's say there's a car crash that's tragic, and the person maybe is left paralyzed, or the other person is left like as a vegetable, or whatever that is. So what is the point of having vows if you already take into consideration that maybe some things will happen that you don't expect, but you said you were going to be with that person till death do you part? Does that mean that you are going to be with that person but also have other people?
Well, I wouldn't want to think that I was very selfish in that way if I couldn't perform certain wifely duties, and we all know what those duties are, that my spouse wouldn't be able to get them from somebody else. because companionship is what you get married for. That's one of the bigger things you get married for, especially growing old. So to expect my spouse to not have a companion just because I have Alzheimer's, I mean, that's a little hard.
But would you?
I wouldn't want it, but I love, my spouse enough to know that.
So would you tell him divorce you and then do it, or just do it while you're still married? Because at that point, then that's infidelity.
It is infidelity, but she has Alzheimer's.
That's what people are saying. They were like, why don't you just divorce her?
Who would take care of her?
No, this is what they're saying though. I saw some people in the comments say, why don't you just divorce her? Still take care of her, but divorce the fact that you make these vows so that you won't be basically committing adultery. So just go ahead. If you want to help her for the rest of her life still, do that, but don't do it under the guise that you're her husband if you're still going to basically be with someone else.
I agree.
This woman has such a strong legacy. This woman was so powerful.
So loved.
So loved, and so nobody wants her to have to go through something that if she was in her right state of mind, that she would not approve of.
Exactly. I hate to make him out as the villain, but I think it's about that money.
No, do you think that there's any selfishness on his part?
Absolutely. Absolutely is selfish.
I don't think most women, if something were to happen to their husband, would just up and get another man and still be trying to take care of. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, that's just not something I would do.
I think the difference is...
Because that's not in the clause of the vow.
The difference is he's not hiding it.
Right.
Because I feel like a woman would take care of her husband, but maybe on the side, she wouldn't invite the men to come in her house and help put the man out the wheelchair.
So what do you think about that? What about that whole aspect of him being so open?
That's disrespectful. I don't think he cared.
He don't, because that's why he put it all in public.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
he don't care about adultery and stuff like that.
Oh, adultery. Oh, he don't care about that. Well, is he a man of God? No. So we ain't even talk about men who actually have these moral compasses. We just talk about men who are thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like in everybody's gut is saying something is wrong with this picture.
Right, definitely.
And it's almost like even if you can't put your finger on it, it's like something ain't right.
Something's not right.
Something is not right about it. And I think it's his motives. I don't think it's pure motives. I don't think it's just, I really just want to continue to live the rest of my life enjoying.
No, it's about money.
It's just about money. It's about...
Maybe they signed a prenup.
Yeah, it's about, but also I think it's just kind of about, you can't do anything for me anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want you.
And I have to do everything for you. Even though you made us who we are, it was your face that got us this house. It was your face that got us all this money. Even
as cool as he's trying to make it, as down as he's trying to make it seem like she's with it, like, B. Smith loves the fact that I have this new love of my life, and they're friends, and she also helps B. Smith, and I'm like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, you're taking advantage of someone because she's not able to fight for herself. And I think that's what is bothering other people too, is because it's like she's not in her right mind to be able to voice what she truly desires, what she, and if she does, she might forget it the next day. It's her sickness.
I feel like in order for him not to feel guilty, he's just like bringing her in on both sides and still being married to his wife. Because he would feel hella guilty because everybody's going to say, you divorced her because she has Alzheimer's.
But he'd rather just disrespect her openly.
Yeah.
What is it that he feels that he just can't live without when it comes to the fact that he's like, I need this other woman? What is
sex?
But see, that's the thing. He can still have sex with B. Smith.
No, he cannot.
Why not?
Because you cannot have sex with someone who has Alzheimer's.
Why not? That part still work, and she knows who he is. She knows that's her husband. Why would she deny him? Why would she deny him?
No, she cannot know 100%. Okay.
How do you know that?
So I've had experience with someone with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
My grandmother had Alzheimer's. She eventually passed away.
Was she?
She was in her 70s when she passed away with Alzheimer's.
B. Smith ain't that old.
She's in her 60s. So, no, they do not they know who you are sometimes, but in 2 seconds they don't know who you are again. So no, I don't think that he could have sex with her. I don't think.
But
because sometimes
she knows who he is.
Sometimes in a person's mind with Alzheimer's, they're 5 years old. She could call him dad, or uncle. So, in her mind, she could be 5, she could be 12. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't think anybody
should.
No, I don't.
I guess
that could be traumatic. It could be traumatic.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No. And plus, I don't think that as a man, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to leave some in the comments. A woman makes a man feel needed.
That's true.
Strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's older, so he may not be feeling that type of way anymore. He needs that.
But he's older.
It doesn't matter.
So he done lived all that prime time.
To the day they die, they need to be finessed, okay?
So this is an interesting situation. It goes truly back into polygamy. So this is really just a polygamous situation. One woman has this talent, one woman has this talent, blah, blah, blah. And so really that's what he's practicing. Mm-hmm. He's polygamous at this point, except she's not married to him. Only B. Smith is married to him. So he need to figure out how he could do some type of Islamic marriage with this woman or something.
Except that he ain't Muslim, I don't think.
Well, he need to figure it out. Look. Truthfully, if he just says that, people would accept it because it's like, well, there's an actual name for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now, he just basically like, this is my wife and my side chick, and I'm showing y'all.
But that's not really his side chick.
Exactly.
Because side chicks don't come to the house.
And that's why I said he should just come out.
Care of the first wife.
Exactly. That's why I said he should just come out and say, I'm in a polygamous relationship. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. He's in a polygamous relationship. Mm-hmm. And if he were to word it like that, people wouldn't feel maybe so upset.
But these are conversations you should have with your spouse before, Mm-hmm. Because who wants to have early onset of Alzheimer's?
But see, it's funny because if we were to have this conversation with our husbands, who's to say our husbands are going to
agree to it?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you should write everything down.
Who's going to say that the husband is going to be like, well, I would want you to be happy. Because what if something happens to the husband? How many men are going to say, yeah, I want you to be with another man.
But it's not even always about the other person. It's about you, to be honest. And he made his choice. He did. He did what he wanted to do. And he's doing what he wants to do in life.
She made a difference in this world. She made an impact in this world. And I just pray that he continues to take care of her, the best care. If he takes the best care of her, that's all you can ask for, truly, because she is in a sick state. But I think about people like Brother Bergen. There's a brother who is in the Nation of Islam. He's the secretary of the Nation of Islam. And his wife has multiple sclerosis, right?
I'm not sure.
His wife has a disease. And he's faithful to his wife. And they are way younger than 60. He's like in his 40s. So, you got some men who stick around, some men who get low down. No, low down.
At the end of the day, it's up to you.
It is.
It really is.
You and God.
You and God.
Have a discussion with God and really,
however you choose to live your life and the consequences.
Because guess what? He's the judge at the end of the day. And God knows the whole picture. So only He can judge whether He's right or wrong. He gonna say you're wrong or you're right. Mm-hmm. I don't know how else to put that. I said it both ways at the same time.
You're so smart.
Thanks. So
that was good.
Stay tuned for our next Ayo show.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Let's go. I've been making up stuff.